Hi, this is Robbie Spites, and I'd like to share with you an exciting new ministry that we are wanting to start here at First Baptist Benton called Life Groups. Now, what are life groups? Life groups is all about relationships. It's building relationships with fellow believers. In fact, in the second chapter of Acts, Luke gives us a beautiful picture of what the early Christian church looked like. And in one particular verse, he writes these words. He says, day by day, continuing with one mind in the temple. Now listen to this. Breaking bread from house to house. They were taking their meals together with gladness and sincerity of heart. So the Bible tells us that the early Christian church was meeting every day in the temple to worship and pray, and they were gathering every day at one another's homes, lifting one another up in Christian fellowship. And that's what life groups looks like. But how does it work? You may have a group of individuals that decide to meet weekly, or they may decide to meet every other week. And that's the beauty of life groups, is the possibilities are unlimited. For example, you may have a group of individuals that decide to meet and they spend time specifically in prayer. That's their life group. You may have a different group of individuals that want to get together and they want to do serious biblical exegesis. They want to study the book of Philippians. And they bring out all their different colored highlighters, and they're going to roll up their sleeves, and they're going to take one particular verb, and they're going to study it. You may have a group of individuals that decide to get together every Thursday evening, and they begin with a word of prayer, and they begin with a devotional, and then they're going to jog. It's a jogging group. That's why I say that life groups are unlimited in the possibilities. You may have a group of widows or widowers that decide to meet. You may have singles. You may have a men's class, a women's class. I recently had an elderly lady tell me that in her last life group at her church in Alabama, that she and several of the ladies would get together and they would always begin with a word of prayer. They would have a short devotional, which usually consisted of the pastor's sermon from the previous Sunday. And then they would spend the rest of the night crocheting and sewing quilts, specifically to distribute to the homeless and the needy during the winter months. I had a junior in high school just tell me last Sunday night that the last life group she participated in was a tennis group. They would meet every Thursday night at the tennis court. They would open with a word of prayer. They would have a short devotional, and then they would spend the rest of the evening playing tennis. That's why I say that life groups is all about building relationships. And you may be watching this video and you may be thinking to yourself, oh my goodness, that is exactly something that I have been wanting to do. I've been wanting to teach a marriage class. I've been wanting to teach a financial class, a Dave Ramsey study. Or maybe you're watching this video and you go, I'm not really interested in teaching a class, but I would love to participate. You need to hear us say that over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be promoting and talking more and more about these life groups. It is our desire, it is our expectation to launch life groups the first week of March and conclude the last week of May. And so if this is something that you would like to participate, whether you are facilitating one of these life groups, maybe you don't want to teach, but maybe you would like to open your home up to one particular life group, or maybe you just want to get plugged in and be involved, you can see myself, Leah Carroll, Jennifer Wood, Stephanie Green, any of our staff, and we would love to get you involved. Thank you and God bless.